Bring in Ed Bastian, CEO of Delta Airlines. Ed, we had the news about 10 minutes ago. Updated guidance for the fourth quarter. You were expecting a loss. You're swinging to a profit, about $200 million. What's changed? What happened in the fourth quarter that you guys will now have a profitable fourth quarter?
Well, first of all, good to see you, Phil.
Good to be here.
Good to be in New York.
Yes.
It's been a while. We've had a really strong close to the year. The holiday bookings, particularly for Christmas and the New Year's holiday, are coming in very, very strong, and we're going to have a great Christmas. A lot of people are getting back out, seeing people they haven't seen in a long time, and we had a good Thanksgiving holiday too. So the combination of the stronger revenues, coupled with a little bit of moderation in fuel prices, is going to result in a profit for us, a second quarter in a row of profits, and the only airline, by the way, only major, I think one of only two majors in the world, airlines that will be profitable in the back half of this year.
The final 10 days, this holiday period here, is it eclipsing what you saw in 2019, or is it close to 2019? Put it in some perspective.
Well, when we measure on unit revenues because our full capacity isn't back yet. But when you look at it in a unit revenue basis, we expect for the next 2 weeks to be up, not an insignificant amount above where we were in 2019, which is encouraging as we go into 22.
Let's talk about the longer range outlook, because you have the investor day today. You expect to eventually be eclipsing where you were in 2019. But near term, you're going to see some higher costs. Cost per available seat mile is going to be, substantially increased relative to 2019. Where are those costs coming in? Is it the additional hirings that are taking place, bringing more fleet on? Where is that cost increase coming from?
The single biggest cost factor that we're facing now, we're still face over the next couple of years, is just the scale and efficiency. So as we bring the airline fully back up, we'll be able to fly the airline, and that'll give us cost productivity. Right now, we're only flying roughly for next year about 90% of our, but we own 100% of the cost. So as we bring the airline back up, we'll get some good scale out of that. We're seeing pressure on certain costs, as you mentioned. It's supply chain costs, certain volatility in fuel, labor costs will be growing, continue to grow, and that's going to be a pressure point for us. We expect by the time over the next couple of years we're fully back up, that those costs are going to be pretty darn close to where we were in 2019.
Andrew, I know you've got a question for Ed.
Ed, I just wanted to get your thoughts. I don't know if you saw this hearing of your colleagues. I'm sure you did. Gary Kelly of Southwest made a comment that he doesn't believe that masks, passengers should necessarily be masked on airplanes, and that, according to him, quote, it doesn't do much. You agree?
Andrew, unfortunately, I missed the hearing yesterday. I was in New York here with the governor of the state as we're breaking ground on our new JFK final expansion. So I did not see Gary's comments. I don't know that I agree with Gary's remarks. I think, particularly as we see Omicron continuing to enter into our country, masks are going to be important as a safeguard for a while yet.
How much are bookings being, I'm sorry to interrupt, Andrew, but Ed, how much are bookings being hurt by Omicron? And where are you noticing it? Is it on the international? Is it further out? Because near term, you're seeing still strong demand right now.
Yeah, so it's not going to impact our holidays. Our holidays are strong. We are starting to see it in our bookings as you get into January and beyond, principally in the international markets, the transatlantic places you'd expect, Heathrow, wherever you've put in travel restrictions, the countries have put up travel restrictions, Tel Aviv, et cetera. It's here in the U.S. already. I expect it's going to be here as the dominant strain in the next few weeks here in the U.S. So we're prepared for it. It will have some impact on our first quarter. For us, the first quarter is the weakest part of our year. So we're already prepared to kind of be battered down in terms of capacity. But at the same time, what we're learning about it seems like it could be less severe than prior strains. We have more tools and techniques to manage it effectively. And because it's so contagious, it's probably going to move pretty fast. Through so hopefully it's not going to stall in our country. So we'll get through this wave. And the doctors have been sharing with me that they think this could very well be the final phase of the pandemic, and then we move into an endemic with tools to manage it. So we're very optimistic about our spring and summer outlook.